Well, two big announcements in the last couple of weeks mean major changes are coming at what we drive and how we fuel up. Steve is live at the Tesla supercharging site in Oak Creek tonight to explain it all.
Hey there, Shannon. Chances are, if you own an electric car, you probably have a place at your house where you can plug it in and charge it up. But let's say you want to go out of town. You want to go to the cabin up north for a long weekend. You are probably going to go looking for something like this, a Tesla supercharging station where you can plug your car in and give it a charge. Add to that, President Biden wants to switch the entire federal fleet, 600,000 plus cars, over to electric. General Motors says it wants to build nothing but electric cars by the year 2035. Thankfully, we have some time because, as we found out, there just are not enough places in Wisconsin right now where you can plug in. Ryan Clancy knows firsthand owning an electric car means you need to think differently.
We were kind of an early adopter, so I think our first electric car was in 2012. At that point, it had, about 70 miles worth of actual range. It took some planning.
These days, electric vehicles can go a lot farther between charges, but are still limited by the number of places to stop and plug in.
If you have a Tesla, you have access to their network, which is great if you have that model car, but I'd love to see more infrastructure throughout the state, throughout the Midwest.
In Wisconsin, there are only 550 public places to plug in. It's not a crisis today with only 5,887 electric vehicles on our roads compared to 4.2 million cars and trucks powered by gasoline. Which begs a big question.
Do we need more electric cars to have more EV infrastructure, or do we need more infrastructure so people feel comfortable buying more electric cars?
I mean, it's definitely a bit of a chicken and egg scenario. Ultimately, we need both, right?
Chelsea Chandler is Director of Climate Solutions for Clean Wisconsin. They're pushing for more government investment in car charging infrastructure, which would remove a major mental block to buying an electric car.
Having that confidence that you can get where you need to go when you need to go there is really crucial. And that's why public and charging infrastructure is so important.
The Evers administration agrees and tried to spend $10 million from the Volkswagen diesel emission settlement on car charging infrastructure. Conservatives sued to block that, and they won at the Supreme Court, which means widespread progress has stalled.
Better investments in public charging really is going to expand the ability of, or it's going to make it possible for more electric vehicles to be on the road, and it's going to make them more accessible as well to more people.
For now, the steps forward are small. Ryan Clancy has 2 Tesla charging stations behind his business on Milwaukee's South Side. His customers are free to use them. He's also a newly elected Milwaukee County supervisor, with eyes on expanding access in places like county-owned parking lots.
That would be huge and it'd be a great place to start. So, it makes sense to have charging infrastructures in parking structures because when you're there, usually for an event or for dining, that's enough time to get a charge, usually to get back where you're going.
And I'm amazed at just how in demand public charging is. We did not plan this. This is a charging party that has just popped up here in the last half hour since we've arrived. Another theory is the more public charging spots like this there are, the easier it is for people like apartment renters who can't put a plug on the outside of their house to buy an electric car and plug it in. Governor Evers take another swing at this. He's put about $5 million into this most recent budget request to try and build more public charging infrastructure around the state. Shannon, we'll send it back up to you.
All right, thanks, Steve.